that specific room in this decrepit old building called Thayer Hall that used to be literally like a stable. I mean, they kept horses in it. They converted it to classrooms decades ago. There's a specific room in there called Thayer 212 where like they run these war exercises, right? And I swear if you're like a cadet and you do one of these NSA cyber defense exercises, it's evolved a little bit in recent years, but you get a taste for, what it's like to do real, cyber defense, cyber offense, to be part of something operational. It's exciting. Once you get a taste for it, you're almost ruined. Like you can't do anything else.
You're useless in any other field.
I was upset because I think I was the last year where they didn't let us do offense. And so back in the day, you just had to sit there and defend boxes. And I was defending, I think, an Active Directory server, a postfix server, and DNS. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I got so bored like the first day in because there's things you can do to lock it down that like I know they're not going to get in because we're cadets or I was a cadet. Like they're not going to use a 0-day exploit.
Yeah, they're not. So like no one's discovering.
I wasn't too worried. And it was back, since it's Active Directory, you can change every setting in the book to lock it down. And we turned on the firewall, so we only whitelisted the sources of traffic we saw because you have like a week lead up, and we were like, okay, cool, let's turn it on full, and then just open one by one. But yeah, it was nuts. And the offense, I think the next year I would have been like completely sold.
So one of the really kind of cool things about this educational experience that we had was that specific room was kind of home to not this clique, but like this group of people that were all studying together. We're all living together in the barracks. Like you can't really leave on the weekends at a service academy. It's a pretty, it's kind of an austere, educational experience. I would not call it college. No. It's not college. But you go there and you form these friendships and you learn from one another. And when you get a good group going like that, what's really cool is that everybody ends up joining the Army together, right? And you almost end up like in similar branches or the same branches, and you end up living with these guys later when you post to the same place together. You end up going to war with these guys. And you form these relationships and these bonds that are just inexplainable unless you had gone through it. And I think of that particular room as the place that really inspires people to get in and do something meaningful and impactful in this field, and where incredible relationships are
100%. I would argue that most of probably the most impactful people at Cyber Command the last couple of years, at least junior officers, started in 212.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, like 100%.
I didn't even go, and I can tell you offhand, I've heard this conversation between every like intel officer I've ever met and respected.
Yeah.